Rock Bushy Brow Lee has shiny black hair, round eyes, and obviously a thick eyebrow. He's not entirely too short. He's not too tall. He originally wore a white sleeve kimono with a martial arts belt with dark pants. So our boy Lee, he was really representing the traditional Chinese appearance. Alongside with his forehead protector with the shinobi Crocs. You gotta rock the shinobi 12s. You gotta flex. But although after we see his bond with my guy Gru, we see him dressed just like him with the bowl cut, green suit, jumpsuit, orange leg warmers, and of course you gotta have the leg weights underneath them. Like, duh, how are you gonna get stronger? You know what I mean? He gotta rock the white bandages around his forearms. This is the basics of what Lee wears throughout the series. He goes sleeveless later, but it's not really the same. When it comes to Lee's background, we see that Lee went to the same ninja academy as the rest of his peers. He did, however, lack the basis of ninjutsu and genjutsu, which caused his peers to mock and belittle him constantly, guys, constantly. But this did not break him down. This only made Rock Bushy Brow Lee preserved, conquer, overcome, right? So he only focused on taijutsu until he finally graduated, and he was assigned to Team Guy, which comprised of Neji Hyuga and Tenten. This girl still don't have a real name. I remember being a kid and thinking, why is she the only shinobi without a name? Think about it, y'all. But anyways, Rock Bushy Brow Lee declared to his group he would be a powerful ninja with solely taijutsu. The statement was so ridiculous to hear as a ninja, it caused Neji to laugh. I'm sure Neji was thinking that's like trying to be the best NBA player and you're 5 foot and you can't shoot. Those two combined, you're not going to make it that far, buddy. But my guy took him very seriously because he himself only used taijutsu. When it comes to the personality of Rock Bushy Brow Lee, he is the epitome of a nice man. While being energetic, optimistic, and hot-blooded towards his promises, and if broken even slightly, he would do rigorous training to make sure it never happens again. Lee is very formal with people, never using contractions and swear words. Lee also has strong instincts to stay focused at the task at hand, rarely ever losing his composure, all while having a keen sense of honor and respect to all of his opponents, and never holding grudges. And this is really shown when he forgave Gaara for nearly ending his shinobi career. Lee is an addict for hard work and perseverance. No matter what day, evening, Christmas, or New Year's, it doesn't matter. He's working. When it comes to his abilities, not gonna lie, Lee is a late bloomer. While he was in academy and for the better part of Team Guy, he was weak and he was teased about being a ninja that can only use taijutsu. That wasn't even got that good in the beginning, but later in part 1, we see that all his hard work pays off when he beats Sasuke Uchiha in a one-on-one. And Sasuke is a prodigy through and through. And Lee took this a step further when he nearly beat the strongest genin in the tuning exams. And Lee even managed to block back Kimimaro. You know what I'm saying? He was able to hold back Kimimaro. Can you believe that? But the Bone Freak, that was one of Orochimaru's favorite pets, was stronger than the other curse mark minions that the other genin fought in their attempt to rescue Sasuke. When it comes to the tuning exams, the interesting thing about this is Team Guy missed last year of the tuning exams to become stronger, and the goal was to show up looking weak and then dominate. However, Lee had other plans. You see, Lee wasn't a normal ninja. No. Rock Bushy Brow Lee is a workout junkie. So of course, it's only natural to want to test your abilities against other strong ninjas. So he wanted to test his ability against Sasuke because he's a prodigy and he has the infamous Sharingan. And Lee really didn't have to disrespect Naruto, but Naruto threw himself in the mix out of jealousy. And to be honest, Sasuke got to work too. Lee wasn't playing. Seeing that for the first time, it was a little surprising, not gonna lie, when I was a kid. And before Lee was going to use the Lotus, my guide stopped him and made him do laps around the building because there was a promise to not use that move. And after the laps, he takes the written test, which I do give him props to. 1010 did help him, you know. She don't got a name, but she got loyalty, that's for sure. But once we get to the Forest of Death, it was a whole new ball game, y'all. Whole new ball game, right? We had Ginny from all over attend this thing, right? There was assassins sent there by Orochimaru, blah 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 blah. Like it's a whole thing, right? The reason this information is important is because our Bushy Brow took on 3 of the Sound Ninja assassins and held his own, all while, you know, our favorite character, Sakura Haruno. Yep, favorite. I didn't stutter. Yep, favorite character. I'm capping. Lee almost straight up died for her, right? But luckily, Neji and Tenten, you know, no name popped up. They were all ready for the smoke. But we see that they can't even flex because Sasuke wakes up from his nap. You know what I'm saying? And cleans house. Easy peasy. And in a very brutal way, I might add. But after this, Lee's team gather the scrolls they need, and then they proceed to the preliminaries, where, you know, Lee was matched up against the strongest Genin, Gaara. And I could argue that Rock Lee versus Gaara is the top 10 fight in the entire Naruto series. No argument, no debate, no qualms, nothing. All right. I mean, it's almost like common sense at this point, right? There was nothing but sheer grit, determination, and exemplary taijutsu and power Lee showed that left me in awe as a kid. And even now as an adult, when I rewatch the fight, it hits just the same, bro. Seeing a shinobi such as Lee bring the strongest Genin, the most bloodlusted, to the brink of defeat, truly a what if kind of match, where the slightest things make the difference. I love the feeling it makes me feel as a viewer, the tension of knowing how micro actions cause a ripple effect. But we do see Lee face defeat to Gaara, and Gaara even attempting to kill Lee after crippling him, already crushing his leg and arm. But if it wasn't for my guy intervening, we was told Rock Lee's injuries would never allow him to become a shinobi again. You know, during the time when the Sasuke Recovery Squad was being formed, Lee was still crippled because even though his bones and ligaments healed, he had bone fragments in his spinal cord with a 50-50 chance that he'll die or go back to his old life, with the 5th Hokage Tsunade performing the operation. And after being hesitant for a while, my guy talked him into it, along with the fact that he wanted to be on the same squad to save Sasuke alongside Neji and chosen instead. He didn't think that the operation would be a success, but with him being able to catch up with Naruto in the nick of time, it showed us that it was. In his fight with Kimimaro, and he tells Naruto to go save Sasuke and that he will handle Kimimaro. But we do see that Lee put some work in, as we do see him drink some sake thinking it was his medicine, and his drunken fist was actually very effective because of the unpredictability. But after a short duration, Kimimaro unleashes Kekkei Genkai, and after that he began to overtake the battle before, you won't guess it guys, Gaara saves Lee. Yeah guys, it's a full circle moment, with us then seeing Gaara versus Kimimaro, with Lee being amazed with the skill and improvement Gaara's made since they last fought. But even after burying Kimimaro under tons of pressure, it still wasn't enough to stop him, with only his illness stopping him from killing him. And with this victory, they really think hard about the purpose of Kimimaro, right? What was the overarching reason for his existence? And they really reflected on this before they headed back to the village. Alright guys, now we're going 2 years into the future for the Kaze rescue mission. This is the next major event we see Lee in after the time skip. We see how everyone grew up more and refined their skills, but while Team Kakashi was sent to rescue Gaara from the Akatsuki, which was really only comprised of Naruto and Sakura, which was really, that's all of Team Kakashi, that's all it was, because obviously Sasuke was, where Sasuke's at. Tsunade was worried and then sent Team Guy for backup. She didn't want him to fail. With this was being a good idea, with the help being essential. When we see that Team Guy apprehended Kisame, with Lee disarming Kisame, actually with the victory being short-lived, with the team being trapped by one of Kisame's clones. With Guy forced to take out Kisame by himself, while the rest of Team Guy had to try to escape their dire situation. Once they escaped, they met up with Team Kakashi, and Team Guy was tasked with finding the seals to help, with the door, right? But think about this, guys. The Hyuga clan, our favorite guy, Neji. Yes, sir. Neji Hyuga, the most useful, yes. Although they found the seals, another obstacle was in their way. Themselves, right? Blah. If you would guess, they would end up fighting themselves, with the only solution being to become stronger and defeat the clones, thanks to Lee's suggestion. They started to head towards the Team Kakashi, but we only see along the way that, with the help of the Byakugan, they spotted Deidara and confronted him. You know Deidara, the "my art is an explosion," the artistic, guy, right? Anyways, after a short duration, Deidara understood he was outclassed and decided to run and plot to blow them all up, with his clone with only saving. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. Anyways, he tried to blow them all up with his clone, but obviously Kakashi saved them all in the end, with the Mangekyo Sharingan. Shortly after, we see Gaara wake up and is taken back to Shinigakure, and they paid their respects to Granny Chiyo at her grave for her brave actions fighting against her grandson Sasori. We do see when my guy carried Kakashi because of his exhaustion, and because you Mangekyo Sharingan, and in the beginning of part 2, Mangekyo Sharingan, you can only use it like once or twice and you're done. But by the war arc, Kakashi was spamming that mother. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but of course Lee, want to jump in seeing his sensei carry Guy. He wanted to carry Lee, but obviously, Lee wanted to carry Neji, but obviously Neji was just like, bro, like, come on, bro, you ain't carrying me. And when the Pain Assault happened, when the village was being destroyed by Pain, by pure chance, Team Guy was out on a mission. When they returned home, it was in ruin, with a lot of Lee's allies being defeated or dead. With one of his close allies, Hinata, was injured, but not fatally. With Lee being Lee, he wanted to help fight Pain, but Naruto refused any help. So Team Guy helped in other ways with the injured. That's how they helped the injured. Lee wasn't too vital for the Pain arc, but he was there to witness Naruto save the village and finally be acknowledged by everyone for his merit and not just his past. The next major arc we see him in is the Kage Summit arc, when Sasuke is going completely AWOL, right? In a good way. We love Sasuke, right? But when it comes to the 5 Kage Summit, not much happens with Lee besides, him just trying to convince Naruto to give up his search on Sasuke after the numerous crimes he's committed and being charged for, but Naruto refused to give up on Sasuke. Now we get to the cookie in the 4th Great Ninja War. During the 4th Great Ninja War, Rock Lee was assigned to the 3rd Division with my guy and Sakura. While it would be easy for me to say he spent his time pining over Sakura, he didn't. He also worried about his sensei as well. He's just a giving person, y'all. You can't fake this. This is just genuine Lee. This is our bushy brow Lee, okay? Lee and his group, he ended up fighting reincarnated ninjas from the past, right? He ended up battling all day until the next day, when a battle resumed, with Lee taking on 7 ninjas from the mist, Edo versions of them, right? And the white Naruto clones helped them, and they had to fight the chance. They had a fighting chance, okay? They had a fighting chance because the Naruto clones at this time, they had the Biju cloak, right? So they're super hella strong, right? Not only being on Jesus level, but not there yet, but get there later. But it's close to the Superman level at this point. Although, folks, it wouldn't be a war if it just ended up there. If it just ended there, nah. You see, for Lee, we see that him and my guy face off against Chin, right? He was a hero, that shinobi that died in the last Great Shinobi War as a taijustu master. As Chin overtook Guy, Lee stepped in to fight Chin. And this was a hard-fought battle, right? This led to Chin's defeat ultimately, but with Lee and him having a genuine moment of respect, with Lee promising to actually visit his grave. And as we go through the war, we get into the final phases of the war, with Lee and the rest of the shinobi efforts focusing on the 2 Chiyas, Obito and Madara, with the 10 Tails being a consolation prize. But after Neji died for Naruto, the entire vibe shifted in the entire war, with morale going up and with Naruto sharing chakra. And after Lee says his goodbyes with Neji and has Naruto's chakra, he charges towards Obito and Madara and successfully bisects Madara with a sidekick, right? Severing its connection to the 10 Tails. With that not stopping the 10 Tails, acting on his own, and with that level of power going rampant, the only 2 people that could stop it was Naruto and his dad Minato. But then the 10 Tails went into its true form and caused more damage, with them barely escaping. With the help of this first Hokage, yes, it's only a lot of near moment things happen in a lot of ways, right? But in this war, what's even more insane was when my guy went into his 8 gates, fully expecting to die, all while doing a lot of damage to Madara. It was all in vain, with only the saving grace being Naruto and his god blood, his god-given right? Being able to reverse all the damage my guy sustained by touching him. Now, let me understand. Let me preface this, guys. The 8 gates for the entire series of Naruto has been hyped up to be, once you use it, you will die. You never go past the 8 gates, Lee. You never do it. And then Lee's like, yes, sir. And you never go past the 6th gate, really. Okay? Because that's what Lee tried to use, the 6th gate, when he tried to help, right? But it wasn't enough. But we see that after using 8 gates, my guy put the work in on Madara. Oh my gosh, it was a display of strength we have never seen before. I hated how, I don't know who it was, but they downplayed it, saying that he's at the strength level of a Hokage. Man, get out of here. He is far past a Hokage in the 8th gate mode. Come on, like you can't sit here and tell me that was insane. That was an insane display of a fight. I love that fight. Madara even respected it. I think Madara even insinuated and hinted that that was the best taijutsu he's ever seen, or it was on par with him. It was he was impressed. He was on a battle high with my guy. We've actually never seen Madara have that much of a battle high besides with Hashirama, right? He loved when we first saw Madara and his house. I'm getting sidetracked. But anyways, listen, that was a good fight, y'all. But but also, okay, so Naruto completely healed Kakashi's eye as well, just cause. But anyways, we see Lee carrying his sensei to safety, right? We see that he still couldn't move after his sensei fought for his life on the line, right? He also entered his own 6 gates respectively and tried to put it in work for the war. But in this new era, after the war ended and we had a big time skip with us seeing Rock Lee and Tenten being a couple and having a kid named Metal Lee, with him looking just like his father, and Lee acting more and more like my guy and training his son in the same ways he was taught for years. With this being now less of Lee's legacy and more of their legacy. That was a bar, right? And this continues. So I don't see anything more fitting for Naruto's most hardworking ninja, Rock Bushy Brow Lee.